Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I have a 3-year-old that is non-negotiable.
All right, should we go ahead and begin? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
I can go first. Which of the following are residents of rich countries likely to have in greater quantities or better quality than residents of poor countries? And I put D, all the above.
Yep. That's what I got.
Yep.
I can do number 2. During the past century, the average growth rate of U.S. real GDP per person implies that it doubled on average about every, and I put C, 35 years.
Yep.
That's what I got. It looks like Jordan wanted to join us tonight. Mark, can you add him?
Yeah. I never have his email handy, though. Do you have it handy, Christina?
Let me look. Not off the top of my head, I can probably find it really quick here. Let's see. J.D. Anderson.
Is that it? Oh, 188.
Yep, sorry. 188 at gmail.com.
Okay, I'm going to write that down. And put him in my contacts.
Okay. Highlighter white. There he is. Welcome, Jordan. Can you hear us okay?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can.
Awesome. I can hear you.
Great. We did 1 and 2. They seem pretty easy. We got D and C. Is that what you had on that one already?
D and C?
Yep. Okay. I'll go ahead and do number 3. The average income in a rich country such as the United States or Japan is more than C, 10 times but less than 20 times the average income in a poor country such as Indonesia or Nigeria.
Sorry, kept cutting out. I don't know if it's my internet. Did you get D?
I got C.
You got C.
I also got C.
Same.
I think it talked about it.
Can we talk? Yeah, can we kind of go through that one?
Sure. It was on page. Where's that?
Because I thought I was reading something about it being more than, but sorry, I just barely completed it so I could join you guys. So my thoughts aren't quite all gathered.
That's all right.
That was pretty early in the chapter, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's in the intro. I don't have the page number, but I know I wrote next to it intro because I don't have page numbers because I just have the online book.
Okay, yeah, there it is. It's right in the first paragraph. It says the average income in a rich country such as the United States, Japan, or Germany is more than 10 times the average income in a poor country such as India, Indonesia, or Nigeria.
Okay. All right.
So it says more than 10 times. It doesn't say less than 20 times, but if it was going to be more than 20 times, it would have said. So
Yes,
Oh, I see.
absolutely.
It's in the first
Okay.
paragraph. And where I got confused is when I was looking at the PowerPoint, I was looking at that chart is what I was looking at, and that's where I got the 20 times more than the average income, but that was per and not such countries.
Per person.
Yeah, it was like per capita or something like that. So that's where I got confused. That makes more sense.
Okay.
Okay. I'll number 4.
Okay.
If we're ready to move on.
Yep.
Which of the following correctly ranks the 3 countries from highest to lowest for percentage of high school age children in school? And I put C. United Kingdom, Mexico, and Mali.
Yeah, that's what I got
I
too.
got the same.
I can do 5. Countries that grew the fastest over the last 100 or so years had average growth rates of real income per person of about, I put C, 2.5% per year.
That's what I put too.
Same.
I got 2.5.
Okay.
And for 6, last year real GDP in the imaginary nation of 561.0 billion. Population was 2.2 million. The year before, the real GDP was 500.0 billion. The population was 2 million. What was the growth rate for real GDP per person during the year? And I got D, 2%.
Same.
Same here.
How did you guys figure that out?
Okay.
Well, I took 561 billion and
Uh-huh.
divided it by 2.2 million,
Uh-huh.
which
Yeah.
gave me 255,000.
Yes,
And
that's right.
And then I took 500 billion and divided it by 2 million, which gave me 250,000.
Okay.
So then I took 255,000 minus 250,000, which is 5,000, and divided it by 250,000, and that gives you 2%.
As I played around with the math, I had that what to do, but I got different numbers. It was late last night, so. All right, that makes sense. That's kind of the direction I was headed. I just never got an answer.
That's what I did. I took the numbers and I divided, and I did a lot of it on the Excel. So
Okay, thank you. I can do number 7. Which of the following would by itself reveal the most about a country's standard of living? And I put D, it's productivity.
Same.
I got D.
Yes.
I can do 8.
Okay.
The notion that our ability to conserve natural resources is growing more rapidly than their supplies are dwindling is supported by the fact that, I put C, inflation adjust prices of most natural resources have been stable or fallen over time.
That's what I got.
That's what I put.
I got C as well. I can do 9. If an inexpensive alternative to oil were found, the price of oil adjusted for inflation, and I put A, would decline as the alternative would reduce the demand for oil.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
That's what I put.
Yep.
I'll do 10.
Okay.
Country A has twice as many workers as country B. Country A also has twice as much physical capital, twice as much human capital, and access to twice as many natural resources as country B. Assuming constant returns to scale, which of the following is higher in country A? And I put A, both output per worker and productivity.
I got A as well.
That's what I put too, but I don't know how to justify it.
Yeah, I don't either. It just made most sense to me.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, some of these were just really, I don't know, maybe by this point in the semester, if we're not able to think through some of this stuff, there's just not a way to calculate some of it.
Right, I agree. All right.
I'll take 11. Which of the following would increase productivity? I put D, all of the above are correct.
Yep, that's what I got.
Yeah.
D, all the above. Number 12, if a number of workers, I got D, rise but less than double.
I got that one, but for the same, I have no idea why.
It just made the most sense out of all of them, I guess. Yeah.
Well, at least you'll
Well, just the workers doubled, but all the others stayed the same. And so my reasoning was as well, you got more workers, so that would divide the actual productivity down, or they'll divide the work down, but it will increase overall, just wouldn't double it. Because you couldn't double the resources, you didn't double the knowledge by any means. It's just you had more workers, so it would increase, but
Right. Like in the book, it said that
Okay.
it explained that they'd have less access to capital.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
less resources.
Okay.
Yeah. So they wouldn't have
I've got a
enough
question.
resources to double it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, and yeah, or the tools and everything. I did have a question though, because the first answer that I came to was that it would stay the same, and that was because of the constant returns to scale.
Maybe. I have a question mark by it, so I wasn't positive.
It just kind of threw me, so I just wasn't sure, and I couldn't. I don't know. The more I dug, the more confused I got. So
That's why I left mine with D.
Well, I just looked up constant returns to scale, and this is what it says. Constant returns to scale occurs when increasing the number of inputs leads to an equivalent increase in the output. This is opposed to diminishing returns to scale or increasing returns to scale.
So then it was
Okay.
right, that definition, so that's why it would rise, but not quite double.
okay.
Well, no, it says it would rise. Yeah, because you're increasing your worker input, and so therefore it would result in an equivalent increase in your output. So
Are we recording this by any means?
yes, we are.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, it would rise, but yeah, less than double. Well,
Okay.
But there was no other option that it went more than double.
right, or even double.
So that was what, right. So the closest to, in my opinion, was D.
Well, since you're only increasing where's that formula at where it talked about the
Yeah.
so you're only increasing one of those rather than all three of them. So yeah, your output would not double.
Because you didn't increase all of them. That makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't find that equation real quick, but anyway.
I think it was my turn, but
Sure, go ahead.
I don't know if I know it, so we'll go.
Okay.
Workland has a population of 10,000, of whom 7,000 work 8 hours a day to produce a total of 224,000 final goods. Laborland has a population of 5,000, and of whom 3,000 work 7 hours a day to produce a total of 105,000 final goods. And my guesstimation, I guess, was C. Workland has a lower productivity but higher real GDP per person than Laborland.
I got C as well, and the reason is when I did the math, it looked like Workland had a 4 per hour, and the Laborland had 5 per hour for the worker. But in the long run, Workland can still overproduce because they have a lot more. So their real GDP at the end, like their final product, is still at a higher volume than.
Right. And that was, I think, my came down to the calculation I came up with per unit was that. What about everybody else?
I got that as well.
I put C.
All right.
I put A, but my math was off, so so I agree. C looks good.
Okay. Well, good. That means my guessing's getting better.
All right, I guess I'll do 14. Other things equal. Relative poor countries tend to grow, and I put C, faster than relative rich countries. This is called the catch-up effect.
Yep, that's what I got.
Yeah.
That's what I got as well.
Yep.
I can do 15.
Okay.
If the best educated and most skilled persons leave a country, then in the short term, this country's human capita per worker, and I put D will increase, but physical capita per worker will increase.
I got D as well.
Put D.
Yeah, I also got D.
I didn't, but I'm easily swayed. And I wasn't sure about that one. So they'll decrease. But physical capital. Oh, yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense. I probably just picked the first one that I thought kind of looked good and didn't keep reading.
Okay, I'll take 16. In the U.S., each additional year of schooling has historically raised a person's wage on average by about D, 10%.
Yep.
I got D as well. Um, 17. Other things the same if a country raises its savings rate when its growth of real GDP per person is higher. I put B, as the economy moves towards the long run, but not in the long run.
That's what I'd say.
Same.
Cool. Number 18, suppose that there were diminishing returns to capital. Suppose there were two countries are the same, except one has more capital per worker, and so it has more real GDP per worker than the other. Finally, suppose that the savings rate in both countries increases from 4% to 7% over the next 10 years. We would expect that, and I picked B. The country that started with less capital per worker will grow faster.
I got B.
Same.
That's what I put.
Yep, same here.
I do 19. Which of the following public policies would be least likely to result in more rapid economic growth for a poor or developing country? Would be least likely to result in more rapid economic growth. And I put D, inward-oriented policy.
Oh,
I got D as well.
And finally, the last one, economists differ in their views of the role of the government in promoting economic growth. At the very least, the government should A, lend support to the invisible hand by maintaining property rights and political stability.
Yep. Agreed.
Yep.
That's what
Agree.
Awesome. We're
All
good.
right, well, hopefully we do better than last week. I missed 2.
Yeah.
I think I only missed one last week.
See, we needed you.
It was a crazy schedule. It's really weird. I don't know. Working nights, working days, working nights, working days. It's messes with my mind. My schedule is now from 12 to 12, so I'm half asleep during the schedule and half when I'm at home. So.
Right.
So,
Ugh.
but I can't wait till summer. Then my schedule will go back to maintaining schedule. So then I'll have a normal 6 to 4:30 job.
So is it 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. or the other way around?
Rotation shift, which is pretty crazy. So during the summer is maintenance and repair, which is the normal schedule. But right now we're producing sugar, and so the schedule is from 6 to 6, and that's kind of where it tears into. Well, all the group meetings are after 6 or whatever. But if I need to be on like overtime or something like that, then I'll work from 6 to 6 and then up till noon.
Wow.
So it's pretty crazy. But the way the schedule works is, I guess on the pay period, I'm only going to get like 45 and 47 hours. So, I mean, I really work technically 14 days out of the month. But with the crazy schedule and the crazy sleep schedule, I virtually have like no time to meet.
Right.
It's like get 5-6 hours of sleep, turn around and go back to work. It's like trying to keep up with full-time schedule. It gets pretty thinned out. But I appreciate you guys for working with me.
Yeah. Join us anytime. Thanks for your input.
Yeah, keep on enjoying all that sugar that I'm producing for you.
Yeah, we will.
It's your fault.
It is my
We'll have to go on a
fault.
diet.
We're the largest.
Economy.
Yeah, we're the largest. We produce 3.7 million tons in a season.
Wow.
Is it
like
from,
all that sugar that's in like the Pepsi throwback and the Mountain Dew throwback, and just all your white saltines and your like Western family sugars, some kind of form of our grade of sugar. So,
is it from sugar beets or what's it from?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right on.
Gotta love Idaho and their sugar beets. You'd think potatoes #1, which they're still one, but right under that is sugar beets. So.
Good to know. All right, guys.
Anyways, thank you for this wonderful week, and we'll catch you next time.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Bye, everybody. Have a good week.
Have a good night.
Bye.